promise to look over from time to time at the screen in case anyone does happen to join. But thanks for being here on TikTok. We do this every Sunday at 11:30 for your viewing pleasure, displeasure, or however you want to put it. It's the non-crazy crazy cat lady. What's up, my girl? The Danish dumpling is here, my midnight lover. Yeah, so what's going on? Slutterdust, what's up? The hell's going on with you people? I don't mean to shock, right? I shaved off the goatee to do a character for a limerick. Posted a limerick, and I'm under the gun. Like, I'm getting in here. It's like 2 minutes to go, and I'm fumbling around, and I'm setting up my fucking camera because, of course, I cannot get myself up early enough. It is already 11:30 on the East Coast. 10:30. I have the time-honored Wisconsin tradition of a beer for brunch today. I don't really do a lot of beer, but I like beer. It just makes me feel really full, like there's a lot of air in it or whatever. And I needed that for the prop too, so I shaved the beard off and left myself with this goofy mustache. Can you even see it? Really? Lighting's kind of crappy. I didn't spend much time on that today in here. But yeah, so sorry to scare you with my chin, but it's nice for a change. Don't you think? Guys have it lucky with the facial hair, right? It's like an instant accessory, right? It's like man's free instant accessory to like change our look instantly, right? It's cool. It's a metrosexual's dream, and I know all you women are jealous out there of facial hair. Not that you want facial hair, but just the ease of with which is just like an accessory, and you can do so much. You can change your look in 2 minutes. I just made a video about my battle vest recently. Battle vest? I don't even know what that is, Radical Dimes. You one of these young people that plays those Vimeo games where you're putting on armor and you're shooting people and you're a first-person shooter and you land on a planet and you got a fortnight to kill a bunch of people. I don't know what's going on with the video games. That's cool, man. Battle vest. I'll check it out. Let me pull up my Beer's Your Daily Sacrament. Hey, man, you can choose worse ones, right? It's the blood of Christ right there for you. This is the blood of Christ. Yeah, I make it so. I have blessed the holy beer. As I say, though, I played Johnny Dupa. When I put on this mustache, it's a Johnny Dupa thing. And yeah, it freaks me out. I don't usually just put on a plain mustache like that. It's a little weird. It's just not my look. But it's just not. It's actually not killing me. I left it long. I feel like it's just hey, Chicago guy, you leave a little bit of a extra on the side there. Go Bears, my friends, the Bears. Go and Hops. Thank you, my friend. Okay, Battle Vest is a punk aesthetic. All right, I got you, Radical Dimes. I'll check it out. What's up, Terrible Tigger? Good morning, all you heathens. Lord Dark Saber is here. I didn't pull Vader back up into the foreground today, but he's here. Maybe that's a little better, right? Get some. There we go. Oh yes, don't want to miss. Morning drinking. I know, right? I'm in Wisconsin. Once in a while, I got to break out. I'm not a drinker. I'm much more of a weed guy, but and beer makes me really full feeling. But I love beer. I mean, the taste of beer, I think, is brilliant. And it's just way better than water, like most things to enjoy. So yeah, today I'm gonna put a little morning buzz on with a little beer because I opened the beer for the limerick, and I hate to waste, So I poured it into a glass, though. You know what I mean? Because you're drinking with a better class of people when people are drinking beer out of a glass. Don't you prefer beer out of a glass, my friends? I feel like beer out of a bottle. I don't know. It's adding too much air to the mixer. I can't do it. I like my beer in a nice cool glass, my friend, or a frosty mug, even better. What's up, Stephen HL32? No soul for Stephen. If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. What's up, man? So many fools believe in heaven, like 1 billion Catholics. I don't know if those people believe in it. They do what they're told. They're like, priest told me to go to heaven is real, and I gotta say my Hail Marys today. Rub on my rosary beads. Fucking sick fucks, man. It is fun. The beard option is fun, and I feel I don't know. I didn't have my glasses on, so I might have missed a couple of spots today. But yeah, that's Johnny Dupa. I picked the name Dupa. Because it cracks me up. I think it means backside, right? It means derriere, bottom, rump in Polish. But I'm not sure it's not also a last name because I went into a Catholic church one time. I forget what it was for, my friend's mom's funeral or something. I go into a Catholic church and they got a board where you can put like prayer requests up on the board. Please pray for my cousin who's sick. My daughter's going through this divorce, whatever. Please pray, please pray, please pray. And there's one note on there and it says, "Dear God, please pray for Johnny Dupa." Johnny Dupa, just such a Chicago name. So the Chicago Limerick guy is Johnny Dupa, just because the name cracks me up. And I always thought to myself, I'm like, how bad off is Johnny Dupa that God's got to pray for him? That's what this person wrote. They're like, "Dear God, please pray for Johnny Dupa." God's like, "This dude's fucked up. I gotta pray to someone above my pay grade, man, because it's this Johnny Dupa in Chicago. He's fucked." You're almost at 1K. Sweet, man. You can come out with me if you're at 1K, bro. That's fucking sweet. Well, if you get there and you see me on a Wednesday, especially, the Sundays are a little busier, but on a Wednesday especially. But anytime, if you pop on after you get 1,000 radical dimes, follow radical dimes. Help get them to Sugar Fruities. Thanks for the rose, sweetie. I did not see you here. Sugar Fruities. Hey, Yashoda. How do you pronounce that O with a line through it? I gotta open up a fucking page on the interwebs and look at the Dutch or the Danish pronunciation of those fucking letters that we don't see. Like what's with the D that curves backwards and has a cross through it? What the fuck is that one? And the O, how does that change the sound? How's an umlaut change the sound as opposed to an A with the other diacritical mark over it? Who knows? And that's the things that they got to teach you. Once you get your head around that, then I can start sussing out the language a little bit better. But I got to be able to hear it, see it, pronounce it, write it, a whole thing. Ooh, I like it in the can. What are you talking about, Jersey girl bop? What, did I miss something? Ooh, oh, beer. I thought you were talking about something else, baby. I like it in the can. Okay, TMI, but glad to know that. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't do beer because it's just too gassy. I feel bloated. I don't mind if I fart. That's actually a benefit. But I just don't like to feel like I gained 100 pounds because I drank one beverage. So very very few. But once in a while, a nice crisp lager in the summer. So, that's the great thing about American lagers. They're made to go with those hot ass summers, right? And people are down. Hey, there's not beer. You gotta get a fucking warm ass, some sort of Uber Bach double fucking brown fucking stout from fucking Europe. That's room temperature, and then no shade, if that's your drink, those are tasty beers. It tastes like tobacco juice to me, a lot of that shit. But yeah, I'm a fan. I go to Germany and get a Jarlsberg or a just a couple of good fucking clean ass fucking lagers, just a nice crisp clear lager. What the fuck? I'm gonna go with beer. It doesn't need to really be any better than that for me. What's up, avocado? Anyone? Thank you. Love you. Appreciate you. The Pope in medieval times, due to the Black Plague, went up to a castle and had a fire all around. What does that mean? That's smart, right? Favorite Rick and Morty episode? Oh my god, I don't know. I just finished watching the one where he's lost and he uses his machine and he's lost floating through space and he has to pray to God, and then as soon as God saves him, he's like, "There is no God." I don't know. I don't really watch a ton of. I'm actually only in season 1, to be honest with you, but I am watching them. I don't make a lot of time for comedies right now, honestly. We did Rick and Morty for Halloween, so I bought this because my son loves it, and I do love it when I see it. It's just a funny cartoon, but I don't claim to be like an aficionado yet. I do plan on watching the whole thing because I think it's brilliant. Oh, thank you. People are weighing in on the pronunciation, and you guys are like, yeah, I don't know what is your umlauts refer to? Is that German pronunciation, right? And A with an umlaut would be the AE. That's how we learned it in German, right? If you can't make an umlaut, you put an E crammed up past the vowel, and that changes A to E, in German, and O to E, But I don't know. At some point, I'll learn every language in the world, man. What's your zodiac? I'm a Gemini. Of course, I'm a Gemini. He's crazy. He's two-faced. He's fucking double personality, crazy, wild, random. I don't know. I used to look at that shit when I was young, right? It's kind of interesting. For a lark, right? About the same time I was like reading tarot cards because that was cool, the art on the tarot cards. You're like, the devil, the hanged man. You go through like a cult phase in college. Thanks, man. You like Rick and Morty? That's cool. It's Love Quinn official. What's up? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Oh, so that car, well, that's bad. Probably like father is probably what you're thinking of. Cars, those A's that's what we call the controlled R in sound for vowels in English, and it's very different than in most languages. So yeah, I know, but if it's like that, like ka, like AE, would make it ah instead of what? What are the other sounds for the A? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. My kids are atheists. My son's absolutely atheist. My little daughter got like hooked up with friends that were like convinced her that she needed to be scared of hell. So right now she's like, I better be, but she wants to fit in with the crowd. I don't think she's got any real belief, but I don't know. I think my dad wouldn't call himself an atheist. I think he calls himself a druid now. I think he's probably an agnostic if you pinned him down on that. But I think he believes strongly in some sort of spiritual, metaphysical element to our existence. But he doesn't give any credence to a singular personal God or any dogma. So not really though. I have to say I'm probably the only atheist in my home that's really an atheist besides my kids. Um, Witchcraft and tarot in high school. Yeah, yeah. For me, it was like the first couple of years of college. We were like, there was a little occult store in Beloit, Wisconsin, as I recall, because it was I think it was trendy for more than that. You could go buy a Satanic Bible, you could go buy, Aleister Crowley's shit and Nostradamus and whatever else you wanted to find, all kinds of fucking voodoo and Santeria and stuff. But and it's fun. It's interesting to see. Way more interesting than fucking Western religions, that's for sure. Oh my God. What's up, True Blood Tony? Black, I'm chatting. What's up, Chef Kayak? Thanks for being here, and happy Black History Month to everybody, all our great Black friends out there. I haven't seen my guy Black Atheist Rants. I really want to have him on. If he comes up, if you're listening anywhere, buddy, if you're on and you see me live, you can request to go live, and I'll have you on anytime. So the next podcast will probably be on that. Who doesn't love trains? True Bloody Tony Tone. One for the train crowd. Remember not to preach. We haven't had a real problem. You guys blocked anybody yet? We haven't had any real problem with trolls coming on lately. It's been quiet with that. Good morning. Thanks, Dion Lachey. Love you, man. Thanks for being here. On YouTube, we got Dion Lachey. That's nice of you, man. I did it quick because I probably got some patches. I don't know. You get old, it sucks. You get hair sprouting out of places that nobody wants to know about, and you can't grow hair where you need it at all anymore. But you know what? Life is life. What do you think is the best argument? Because I think God would only work with a deist view. Yeah, idealism is, if there's a creator out there, it's something along those lines that doesn't interact with us and has moved on to different creations. You know what I mean? And to me, that doesn't speak to a God. That's just a powerful terraforming alien, that we don't understand. That doesn't ask for or demand or deserve worship. It's just a thing, right? So yeah, I don't. Get off on. I don't get down on deists for that viewpoint, but I still think it's a cop out. It's an intellectual cop out. If you're done looking for the answer and you give it up to a creator God because you can't figure anything else out, then that's just I'm not down with that. I'm okay with I don't know. There must have been a prime mover at some point. Why? I mean, there's no evidence of that at all. And when it is, then we'll consider it more roundly in the community, won't we? I'm running back through the comments. I know I missed a lot of you guys. Love you guys. Matt Hatter's with us. Matt Hatter from Buffalo. Thanks for the fire, man. What's up, dude? Estefania. 8720. Hey, what's up, Estefanita? Octopus on the Roof, Carly. The 90s. What are you talking about? Atheists do rock. The Pope told Gail. Oh yeah. Yeah, they gave him the chance. They didn't just flay him at least. They gave him the chance. Like, take it back, man. We won't throw you in jail. We like you, but you can't talk that shit. I only drink rat milk. Nice, man. How do you get your mouth around them little tiny titties? Exclusively rat milk. Or is that like almond milk where they grind up rats and then run water through it and then you get rat milk from it? I think you're talking about rat tit milk though, and that's I'd be impressed to see that because he's like sucking on a little tiny rat titty. What's wrong with you, man? For me, I needed. What do I say at funerals to friends, family when someone dies? I've been very fortunate in my life, honestly, that there's not been a lot of that in my life compared to what could have been. You don't tell people anything that's going to make them upset. At a funeral, if there's someone who's going to knows you're an atheist and wants to hear something you have to say, then I could talk about how there's nothing about the person is actually gone. They're just less orderly. Everything about them is still there, except their consciousness, and that's still there because you remember them. So there's ways to do that. But if people are like, "Dad's in heaven now," and you got a 7-year-old, what are you gonna say? You're like, you smile and you hug them, and you're like, "I'm so sorry for your loss." But yeah, I mean, you try to respect in a funeral of all places, right? The family's wishes, and yeah, and you hope you don't say something wrong by mistake. But the best course is just go pay your respects, stay kind of quiet, nod and smile and confirm and hug and love and be supportive and don't say anything. It's gonna make you look like a dick, because they do it to us. The Christians hammer us at funerals. If you're trying to be a secular service funeral, it's hard to get around. Some at least some sort of implicit Christianity that people just sort of think. Everybody wants to go to heaven with God, right? So and then it's happened. I've seen it. Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss. That's the best arguments are the ones that are from objective morality. No, I don't buy that at all. I don't think those are. Objective morality is insipid. If there was an objective morality, then why don't? If we're just another animal on the planet, which we know we are, we're just a species trying to survive, and all the animals on the planet don't have souls and don't and can't conceive. Why do they? What the objective morality question only applies to humans. Again, it sets us aside, sets us apart in some way. Like animals are not able to identify that objective morality, and so they run around killing each other for food. Well, the only reason we don't do that anymore is because we've evolved a morality that's ours. It doesn't have anything to do with objectivity or God. It's just that's how complicated our brains are. So the morality argument is a piece of flat fucking bullshit for me. I get confused with God when a 30-year-old former Miss America throws herself off a balcony. Did that happen? I didn't realize that. That's sad. Hello from Redford, Michigan. What's up, Brian? Brian Deakin. Rat toy milk. I'm still a little congested, so excuse me for snorting. Do we have magic nails? I don't know. Mine are like, looks like I've been digging in the dirt at this point. I gotta go fix them up, and I need my toes done too. And I gotta get a pedicure because, like, my toenails, my friend, are mud hooks right now. I could dig a hole to China. I could dig for water in the desert with these nails, my friend. I'm gonna have to get the chainsaw out, like in Dumb and Dumber. When's the last time you were in? They're brutal. I always give them a nice tip for dealing with my nasty feet. Dude, my dad passed 2 years ago, and a bee kept coming to visit me for weeks while I grieved him. While you grieved him? That's neat. There's like, if you start reading, stuff into animal signs, you drive yourself nuts. Happy coincidence, and maybe there's something we don't know there. Maybe there's some science, that we don't understand behind that lovely phenomenon. But I hope it brought you comfort. That's cool as hell. I've had weird things like that. I mean, they're always like a hummingbird coming to visit. You don't want to look into that because then they're like, you can like find up like 10 legends that are like, means someone's gonna die if a hummingbird hangs around too long. Or I woke up one morning, there's a fucking vulture on a post looking at me like from like 40 feet away or like, what the actual fuck? And one of the Mexican dudes I work with is like, oh, that's a bad omen, dude. Because you don't see that. Think about that. We see the turkey vultures in the sky all the time. They're virtually in 48 states. You don't, or probably 49. They're extremely adaptable. They're the high soaring ones with the wingtips that look like that. We used to call them chicken hawks. When we were kids, because you worry the chickens see them and they run inside. And they're mostly scavengers and they're everywhere. They eat carrion, right? But you never see them up close. Have you noticed that? Have you guys had a lot of encounters? They're very smart birds and they're very cautious not to be caught around humans. And in a couple of months, I saw one of them just eating a piece of dead roadkill in the road, and they didn't even give a shit. I've never driven so close to one, and he was just into what he was doing, and usually you just see him from far away. It was very odd. And then a little while later, I walk out my door and there's like there's one on a post. And he's like, fucking things are big too, and bald has ugly heads. And not there's anything wrong with bald, but I'm like, yeah, you can't help that shit running through your mind. It's like, why is there a vulture following me, man? But there was a dead possum in the woods. I found it. Like, it was right there, So, yeah, people look for patterns. That's exactly what that dude was. Again, looking for a pattern, right? People look for patterns and they make them up where they're not, where they aren't there. They do more than look for patterns. They try to fill them in where there's no real, there's no real reason to, and no actual solid evidence to do that. Christians are atheists because they claim that God's. Yeah, that would have been and that's not very new, right? Somebody said that, Dawkins or somebody said that. I don't bother with my nails too much. I know what you mean, Rhonda. I don't do a lot of nailing. It was just a couple of flights of whimsy last couple of weeks. What's up, Mizaralamoth? Mizaralamoth. Thank you. That's nice of you to say. I don't recall your username, so I apologize for that. I give you a toot out to Mizaralamoth. Um, thanks, Brian. Factual content. I don't know. It's just shit that makes sense, right? It's like so much stuff is like so obvious. We're living in a world of, the emperor wears no clothes. Where everybody's like, oh yes, yes, we know. Oh yes, we know there's a god, and they all know there's no god underneath. No one's got the balls to just be like, we need to move on from this. And obviously, this asshole's got no help for us. So let's go. I don't disagree. Animals do have some sense of morality, right? But it's their own. It's you know what I mean. They've evolved their own little, their own little bit of morality that you see animals help other animals, and you see, a altruistic behavior go on a different scale, obviously. But yeah, I'm not saying animals don't have morality, but why wouldn't they be upheld to the same exact objective morality that we would if there was a god handing down an objective morality? They're okay, keeping their place at the top of the food chain, where human beings may have evolved to continue to be cannibals at some point, when almost certainly tribes were eating each other after killing each other, at least on, but again, vegetarians will go to the morality thing. It's immoral to eat animals. Well, but it's not immoral for other animals to eat animals. It's, again, setting us apart in some way as human beings, because, well, maybe great, we have a higher sense, so we have a greater sense of responsibility because we've got a higher evolved sense of morality. Great, that's a valid argument, for why that shit goes on. But it debunks to me any objective morality that could possibly be argued for. It's just bunk. It's just people, again, looking for a reason to think that there's a god when no god ever has exhibited some kind of objective morality. Really, they're all dicks in their own right, and they all do whatever they want. You like linear patterns? I don't know. Do I? Not really. Not really. I don't think so. I'm a very balanced, asymmetric guy. I like balance of mass in my design. I do a lot of different design work over the years, from photography to stage to landscapes, where I'm at now, and it all translates to the same kind of thing. You need balance of mass and weight, but you don't need symmetry in mirroring, unless you're setting up some kind of bizarre super formal style. But yeah, I'm not a linear pattern guy. The French curve is the way to go with a landscape, because all the houses are all linear. So unless you're like setting up a parterre style where you're trying to be a thing where there's nothing but rectilinear styles and hedges, and I mean, that's a like real style, and it's not really attainable, unfortunately. Which is why you don't see a lot of fucking parterre style gardens, because it takes like a full-time gardening crew to at your French estate in the country to pay for it forever. So, but yeah, French curves soften up, the design of areas that are largely rectilinear anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't say that. Why do you bring that up, Estefania? Thanks, Rhonda. You're sweet. Yeah, I think everybody, all those teachings are terrifying to children, not just Catholics. I think all that stuff is Muslims scare the fuck out of their children, but talking about being tortured in the grave the minute you die by angels, or you're just laying in your grave and they're just like, well, whatever, torturing you. And Protestants too. I was scared to death of the fucking little poems. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I like some kids gloss over that. I was like, I laid in bed going, I might die. I'm 6. The fuck did I do? It's just brutal. It's brutal. It's unconscionable. Terrible, terrible. Is it immoral to starve? That would be suicide. Avoiding eating friends is always good advice. Yeah, Boomer, you. Thanks for being here, my friend. Yeah, I don't know. Is it immoral to starve? Is it just fucking lazy? It's stupid. It's got me a little Delta 8 too. Got the little uh, refreshment stand going today here for the Atheist Brunch. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Your grandpa's alive? Sweet. I like hamburgers. Yeah, me too, buddy. I'm veg friendly. You know what? I don't try to eat a lot of meat, but I'm not turning up all meat forever. It's just too fucking tasty. What's up, Kevin Rubix? What's up, man? I didn't see you here, buddy. But I've been blabbing, as you know. And so yeah. I'm sorry you never met your dad's father. Yeah, I was lucky. I had all my grandparents for a very long time. I was, of course, I was born to redneck stock. Who had babies when they were 17. So like my grandparents were only as old as I was when I had my first kids, so it's like it was easy to hang on, even some of them weren't terribly healthy. Yeah, how do you know it's the same bee, man? Yeah, yeah. Oh, let the guy have his comfort. Dad visited him in the form of a bee for 2 weeks after he passed. You know, Ooh, I said passed. I hate that. I hate euphemisms. He died. Pass. There's no passing. It implies going somewhere else to me. But I guess maybe not. Maybe just passing away means just like disappearing. But I don't know. To me, again, it smacks of euphemism and religiosity. Chief Kayak, what are you on about, buddy? I missed the. Of course, Dark Side 12. God was created as an easy answer to complicated questions. Oh, the ceiling. That's crazy. It's good that you see that. Thank you. The linear patterns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, the ceiling is just falling in here. You can see it's not finished. It's just a place that we rent, and I'm not going to put any money into fixing it up. But so much dust falls out of the ceiling. It's disgusting. So the piece over the computer and all my equipment here. I got my little studio here. I got some nice shit. I got a mixer. I got, a mobile recorder. My editing box. I can't use a laptop for what I do. I got to have a fucking powerful desktop. So, I put that up on the ceiling so just to try to keep some of the dust off, and I covered those ugly lights like that other light. But that's the only sheet I had, so it happened. That's funny. I never really noticed that. So you could like cover the screen with those too, right? How's that? Can't really see. There's some fucking patterns for it. Makes me look slim. Thanks, George the Curious. Only have the time to pop in and say thank you for existing. For thank you, man. I'm happy to exist. Thanks, George. Take it easy, buddy. Do you believe in reincarnación? I do not believe in reincarnación. But yeah, reincarnation. No, I don't believe in reincarnation. I believe in the conservation of energy and matter. That's what we know. That's it. Maybe it's a real thing. Doesn't really matter though, right? If you can't remember, it's just like dying. So, reincarnation is I don't know, not something that they give a lot of thought to. Um, what do you want to be done with your body? I don't know, either donate it to science or just cremate it. I think about that once in a while. I don't think we should waste any public resources or anybody's personal money on funerals anymore. It's a ridiculous, again, religious based, forced ritual that we have to do, and everybody has to end up paying funeral parlors. It's like fuck that. Why? Compost people. Do something that recycles the energy in a way that we can benefit from. It doesn't use up land. It's such an embarrassment. Cemeteries are such a gross, morbid embarrassment. Waste of space, poisoning the earth, fucking litter on a massive scale. It's never going to stop. We have billions and billions of people who are going to keep on burying it forever. No, it's dumb. At some point, something's got to be done, right? Soylent Green, my friends. Come on, up them up. I know you're there. It always tells me there's 8 new notifications, and then I hit, and then I go down, and it takes like 5 minutes for them to load. Yes, he meant reincarnation. I'm just teasing True Bloody Tone. It was just a typo that his phone did for him. I'm out. My lady wants my attention later. It's True Bloody Tony Tone. Don't disregard your good lady friend. You will need her later. So yes, we must take care of mama, because happy mama, happy family, right? I'm setting up my life insurance to pay for cryogenic freezing. You're an animal. The Mad Hatter. You'll have to come back. That'll be how long it is before the bills win the bowl, dude. So you'll have to cryogenically freeze yourself. Maybe you could like get a program to be like wake you up when it like really looks like they might win, right? Matt wakes up in like 4,578, and he's like, "Wow, football's still a thing. Here the Bills are. Still haven't won one, and I've been out on ice for 200 or 2,500 years." Human remains composting is being done now. Yeah, we do need to support that. This is being done now, and we do need to support that more. Absolutely, 100%. You make your body a liquid. Ooh, and then what? Spray it around the field, grow some pumpkins. Aquamation. Just part of the vocabulary now. You know, Talo is night. He's talking about. Saludos, Sandra. You have family on Sundays? That's all right. Bring the family. Set up the TV and put it on there and gather around and tell them what's what. Reincarnation wouldn't make sense. Keep in mind world population growth. Yeah, it's like, but some things aren't. Some things aren't reincarnated, or those things are reincarnated. I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's also new souls waiting. Yeah. No, the whole bit is silly. Thoughts on the SB 1470 James Inhofe thing? Wait. I did. What is that? Is that the Senate bill that's what are they trying to do? I did look at that, and of course it's a fucking embarrassment. Thank you, Joy, for asking. Is that the let me bring up another window here. I read about that. I didn't have time to pull up Reddit today. Oklahoma. What is it? What did he want to do? 1470. I did read about it, and I can't. Why is it not coming up at all? SB. Somebody clue me in about the Senate bill. I mean, it's another Christian nationalist thing, right? Where he's trying to make it legal to discriminate. Oh, he said anybody can be offended by omission, right? I saw that, and somebody wrote, teachers can get sued if they offend even by omission, right? It's some ridiculous thing. I don't know if anything like that can pass. Yeah, I do remember, but again, it's just boobery. Again, Oklahoma and Texas, put a fucking fence around them, bring out a fucking saw, one of those fucking saws that cuts fucking ground earth, and cut it, and just cut them off, and fucking, I don't know, fucking moat, and let Mexico have them back, man. Just fucking such stupid people in charge in those states. And I call upon the good people that I know are out there in Oklahoma and Texas. There's so many of them in Texas, and I cannot believe Texas is able to get away with what they're getting away with. There's such vibrant atheist communities in Texas. They must be. I got to reach out. I got to talk to Aaron and see what the fuck he thinks anybody can do. Yeah, no, I figured it out. Thank you, Joy. I did. Because I read a tweet where somebody, oh, you handed me, right? That was you. I'm losing my mind, right? Yeah, no, you forwarded me the link. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, what a turd. And the guy was wrote the letter, right? His Pastafarian isn't going to be protected too. Again, it's just Christians losing control. They're losing control of what they always had control of, and they don't want that to go on. That's the thing. Thanks, Matt. I always wonder at that. Conservatives who obsess over freedom are generally religious who cling to a freedom oppressing form of Christianity, right? Christianity is about less personal freedom. So how do you even equate the two? Women were treated horrible. Oh, I thought they said honorable at first. Horrible. In the times they wrote the Bible. Yeah, they're treated horrible now. Imagine what it was like for women then. Oh yeah. The whole thanks Anmouth, the whole religious people blaming atheism on Mao and Stalin and people like that. No, authoritarian autocrats understand the unifying power of religion, and so they went that way. It was like, we'll break up this union that the people have, and they'll be less able to, create solidarity. In my mind, it's just like, that's the only reason to do that. What's up, my guy? Gustavo's here. The Sin Free Atheist. At question everything and more. Follow the Sin Free Atheist. Everybody, he is our good buddy who helps out and is a Latino and a free thinker, an atheist who is from the Latin American community, and we need as many of those people as we can get a hold of. So if you know any of them, shove them in front of a camera and make them say something. Imagining if they actually read the Bible instead of trying to find people. Yeah, right. They don't. Most of them can't really read. Craziest thing in parts of the Middle East, there are still honor killings. Yeah, people are killing their sister over dishonor. If she showed her face or pretty hair or whatever. It's like, come on. And brother's got to go. I would kill you. Ooh, cancel religion is here. What's up? I will I'll open the Reddit and see what the hell's going on in the world of religious fundamentalism and Christian nationalism. And it's not even gonna fucking put it on that page for me. That's great. Reddit.com. Ooh, it's warm today. It's been and here it is. I'm starting to get a little bit. Oh yeah, here it is, right at the top of the Reddit thing. Oklahoma bill could fine teachers thousands for teaching anything that contradicts religion, anything at all that contradicts religion. This is just they're so scared. What could be the deal? The Marine Corps grants only 3 religious exemptions to COVID-19 vaccine despite thousands of requests. I wonder what those 3 are though, and why that would be. Why do those people get religious exceptions? Why is anybody getting one? But kudos to the military in general. They've done a great job with that. They're not putting up with anti-vaxxers. Sunny in Virginia today. Nice. Love to be in Virginia and not. Sí, Estefanía. Yo hablo español. Gracias. I listen to Spanish fluently. Yeah. No, sí, hablo español con fluidez. Bueno, siempre hay algo que aprender, pero pues tengo yo como casi 30 años hablando mexicano. Un español, un castellano, estilo mexicano que me han enseñado los chilangos del DF. So if you got something in Spanish for me, you can feel free. Yeah, because I do. I read it too. I had one of the great joys of my life, honestly. And I was able to teach myself Spanish. I never went to school for Spanish. I took German in school, and I just ended up, what do you need German for in America all of a sudden? So I can still speak it, but I've lost most of my vocabulary, of course. But it made it easy to learn on my own another language, even though German and Spanish are not very similar. Once you learn a second language, it's very easy to add a third and a fourth and a fifth and stuff. So I ended up being on a crew with all Spanish speakers. Who didn't really speak English, and Spanish is much easier for me to pronounce than English was for them to pronounce, and I like it, so I just like threw myself into it. And then 2-3 years, I could start making good sentences and start hearing conversation. It took about 3-4 years to start really hearing fast conversation. But and then the whole world here is bilingual now, so everything you see on TV or packages, if you want to learn how to translate, all you have to do is look at a package in America and you can learn French and Spanish minimum, and a lot of times more than that now. Where did your Spanish come from? Yeah, that's what I've been talking about. Did you hear my Reddit username? I'm on Reddit as Atheist Underground. I want to say, I think I do have a personal account, but called the Secularinx, which I don't really interact with a lot, but I do believe. Where the fuck do I find my account info? User settings. Yeah, this one's Atheist Underground. I don't interact a lot on Reddit. It's mostly where I get what's up with seeing what's going on in the news. And then you see that people die. We didn't talk about who died. I was sad to see that Sidney Poitier died a couple weeks back. And if you haven't watched old Sidney Poitier movies, Look Who's Coming to Dinner, or Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, excuse me, and In the Heat of the Night, a handful of movies that are just fucking raising the sun. He was a great actor, and obviously, Black History Month again. Why not for Sidney Poitier, the great actor who left us some weeks back, and John Madden, if anyone gives a shit. I had wondered that he wasn't dead already. I mean, he had to be like, not. He's a big guy and pretty old, but I guess if you're rich, you can get a long way, being fairly unhealthy. But yeah, John Madden, if anyone cares, not really much related to atheism. He's kind of a goof, right? Kind of a parody of himself and a laughing stock in some ways, and not very cool, but certainly a mover and shaker in the NFL for all those years. And then Meatloaf. What do you guys feel about Meatloaf? Meatloaf shit the bed the other week, and I forgot to talk about. It's been a couple of lives, I think, since I learned that, and I was shocked to learn that. And I don't know, I don't really. Meatloaf is like a right wing piece of shit, right? He had all kinds of fucking stupid Trumpy ideas and stuff, and I was never like a huge fan of his music. But it's one of those things you can't escape, right? If you grew up in the '70s and maybe the early '80s, it's like Meatloaf songs were like you were tripping over them, right? And people loved them. They were just like, really, this guy? And it's the first time you actually see him, and you're like, wow, okay, rock star, whatever. But yeah, between him and Jim Steinman, also passed. Thank you, I did it again. Also dead, Jim Steinman, the guy who wrote the music for in the songs, right? You could always recognize those songs, right? Jim Steinman, never a fan. A couple of those songs, who doesn't know them, and they're catchy, right? But Jim Steinman couldn't write a song without every beat and every bar and every measure being absolutely fucking filled to the brim with sound, a note, something, right? Hey, like a bat out of hell, right? And, the other one, the Bonnie Tyler songs, right? Ain't it a hero? You're never a hero. You gotta be strong and you gotta be fast. That's his songs were so recognizable because he just couldn't fucking pause every fucking song. Think about all those Meatloaf songs, Paradise by the Dashboard Light, and even the slow ones. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. They're all just so gimmicky and full of these real obvious musical hooks and uh, uh but yeah, Jim Steinman, whew, not a real fan, not a real fan. But those are man, those are milestones in our lives. Meatloaf, shit the bed and gone. Oh my god, this guy is Reddit personified. Who, me? uh I don't know. I just put it on the top atheist stories to just keep it's a huge atheist community. Is the only reason I really use Reddit. Is there's so much content on there for that. I don't actually love Reddit because every time I try to interact, it's like really the community was like just these rude fucking waiting for a chance to pounce on you and for any little mistake. It's really kind of harsh. So I don't spend a lot of time commenting on Reddit, but I've noticed lately that maybe it's not that bad anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It's big. It's big. I can see that I could see it being clumsy to navigate. I do all right with it, I think. Good atheist books. I'm recommending that everybody read Acharya S's Conspiracy. That gives new atheists or young atheists or budding atheists a real touchstone on how to conceive of the whole mythology as something other than what you were taught, and it gives you solid reasons to think that maybe this all was made up for political reasons, and you don't get that if you're coming out of religion. So that's the one it's an older book, but I haven't read a lot of atheist books, but that one I was like, all right. And then Andrew Seidel's book, The Founding Myth, Why Christian Nationalism is Un-American. Read The Founding Myth, man. That's the fodder, the ammunition you need to fight Christian nationalists. Just tell them, what you're proposing is un-American, and the book will tell you why. Christian nationalism is violently un-American. It's ridiculous, and he helps you articulate that um, with his book. And then you're helping out FFRF. Follow Andrew Seidel on TikTok if you haven't yet. You can easily change the settings while watching a movie to hear it in another language. Yeah, I don't like that. I'd rather use the subtitles. I don't. If you listening to dubbed movies does not do it for me. Maybe some people are right with it. You lose all the emotional impact of a character nuancing his own language with his dialogue or her dialogue. It's I can't even do it. And I don't know how people who do it can. I don't even notice that the subtitles are on. I see it and I read it, and if I hear a language I know, like French or Spanish, then I can read the subtitles and I can either learn a new word or phraseology or idiom, um, or I can point out a mistake. I can be like, I understood what they said, and the translator put it this way, and it really kind of takes some punch out of the line. So I get a kick out of that, and then it just helps me. learn, especially Spanish. A lot of that content's from Spain, and it's a completely different Spanish. Not completely different, but it's full of words and phrases that are just colloquialisms. They don't match up to the Mexican colloquialism that I grew up with, or that I grew up with, that I learned as a 30-year-old. I grew up with it. Didn't grow up with any, I never met a Mexican until I was 20. Think about that. Can you fucking say that, people? Yeah, that's how old I am. But again, we were way far north. You know what I mean? They're probably still walking. When I was in New England, I tease. That sounds shitty, but we had Puerto Ricans because there were mills, and Puerto Ricans were used to emigrating to New York at that point already, which is close to us. So we had Portuguese on the shore, fishermen, and we had Puerto Ricans in the factories, and that was the Hispanics, and they were mean, man. I got beat up and my bike stolen by Puerto Ricans in the little town we lived, so I hated them growing up. But we didn't have any Mexicans. There weren't any Mexicans, no Mexican restaurants. I never met one until I was 20, and I was in England, and I met a Mexican. That guy was rich. You can believe that. He was on a bus. He was a student. He came from money in Mexico, and his parents sent him to learn. He was awesome. He had a big bottle of really nice tequila, and we partied all night on the way to Scotland and laughed. And first Mexican I ever met in my life. And then I came to Chicago, and then all bets were off. Once I was in my 20s in Chicago, then you're tripping on Mexicans. But yeah, that's how I learned Spanish. I believe 100% in UFOs and aliens. Well, yeah, you're probably a little bit off base there, because there's certainly been no UFOs here, but they certainly exist somewhere. UFOs and aliens both absolutely exist in the galaxy somewhere. The idea that UFOs have been made it here would mean that, like, somewhere in our universe, which is the same age, there are obviously older solar systems than ours, but not by enough where you could conceive of a life form being so evolved that they've come up with the ability to travel across the time and space that it would take to get here if we haven't. It's hard. It's possible, but it's unlikely that any life form anywhere has advanced much for past where we have. It's likely very multilateral, the way that life is. So yeah, the idea that there's like aliens that are so advanced they've overcome space travel problems that we all have to deal with, like the speed of light and all that shit. Unlikely, but they're out there somewhere, so you're not wrong. They are here. They are. He wants to believe it's so bad. Why isn't it common knowledge? Why don't we all just believe it then? If that's um, he loves it. This guy's all about it. Good for you, man. Keep documenting. You should do your research and write a paper on it and have it peer reviewed. There's a reason why none of this stuff is like all of us like what? It's because it's anecdotal crap and nobody has any real proof of it. And I'm sure don't link me to the YouTubes where there is proof of it, because everybody can come up with something like that to justify what, like, the rest of us. We don't. There is a reason we don't know about it. It's it's so silly. So silly. But I can't wait. I'm happy if they're here. They do show up and I'm wrong. I'll be like, yay. I hope they're cool, man. They can't be much shittier than the people that are running the world right now. Yeah, this guy loves it. Chef Kayak, he loves the friggin' UFOs, man. He's all over. He's got a wall, right? He's like the X Files. He's got like a whole wall of all these sketchy reports and blurry photos. The astronomer I talked to, it was like people come to me with that crap all the time, and it's never anything that's remotely quantifiable, verifiable, falsifiable. Nothing. It's just like an anecdotal shitty photo. It's somebody's story. What's up, Jeff Smith? Hey, have you not been here, Jeff Smith? 2166. What is up? This is the Atheist Underground. We are here. What's up, Baphomet? You hear my guy? Black Cat Claw. I don't know if I gave you a toot out. You're always with us. Love the Black Cat Claw. Baphomet es mi amigo latino, tu cabroncito que te has hecho, güey. Baphomet. If you guys aren't following Baphomet, you got to do that. He's awesome. What's up, Sailor J Karaoke, man? Long time. Thanks for coming on board. Glad to see you here. On Twitter, we have an atheist community. Yeah, I'm in there. I got like 1,000 followers on Twitter. It's El Robinero. I don't use it a lot. Twitter just, I don't know, it lost its fucking appeal for me. The old Twitter I miss. It was neat when Twitter was like the anti-Facebook, and it was just it was like a really cool kind of fun, inclusive community. And now it's just like, wow, I built up like 1,000 followers and have gone backwards a little bit because I don't really contribute to it now. But yeah, I'm on Twitter, and I look for news on Twitter sometimes too. If there's something that's trending that I need to figure out what happened and I missed it, I usually go to Twitter first. Yeah, when Twitter first started, it was way different, dude. You're welcome, Black Cat Claw. Silverman, what's up? Is that you, Dave? Remember a weird TV series called V in the mid 80s? Yeah, I didn't watch. You know what? Did I watch V? I do remember what you're talking about. I do remember what you're talking about. I've been watching. I'm starting to sweat a little bit, so excuse me here. I'm going to step away quick and groove. Apologies. I'm one of those guys that I like honk when I blow my nose, and I learned that in college. I just learned how to pinch my nostrils so that they vibrate like a fart, when you blow, and it like adds that much more pressure to clearing your nasal passages. So, um, uh, sorry for gobbing all over everybody today. But yeah, as far as TV goes, I started to say I binged Ozark. I finished Ozark. Of course, it was fucking great. If you don't watch Ozark, you're missing out. What a great show is Ozark. I'm not a fan of Laura Linney. God, she's been a great actress for a long time. She's always fantastic and still looks beautiful. Love Laura Linney. Love the kids. They do a great job. And of course, the great Julia, what's her name? I can't remember her last name. The plays um, the curly-headed blonde. I can't remember her character. What a great character. She's won Emmys, I think, for that part. What a great actress. So that was great. And now I'm watching um, what's it called? The hell happened to my there it is. YouTube feed. I'm watching Raised by Wolves. Have you seen Raised by Wolves? It's the most overtly atheistically themed show I've ever seen. And I started watching it. It's Ridley Scott, who I love, one of my favorite directors ever. Created it and directed some of the first episodes, I want to say, in the first season. It seems like his son is doing it now, someone named Luke Scott. Season 2 has come out, but I'm in like the middle of season 1 and it switched over from Ridley, who directed the first few. But it's about a post-apocalyptic effort to save humanity, and the war that killed humanity was one between atheists and believers. Mithraics, they're called, right? They chose Mithras, right? In highly advanced society, but still stuck in belief. And when it came time to save the world, they built an ark, right? Pretty obvious metaphor there, right? They built the religious people built an ark and chose 1,000 people to freeze and send them to a habitable planet. Well, the atheists chose frozen embryos, 2 androids, and a fast ship, small and fast, to get to the planet first, right? So the atheists were doing this on the sly. They were losing the war and being persecuted, right? So they, one of them came up with a way to do this on their own and try to seed a planet with atheistic humans. Meanwhile, the ark with the religious humans is heading to the same planet. And I gave it a couple of episodes last year, episode and a half, and it didn't grab me enough to keep watching it. But then when I saw they came out with the second season, I'm like, all right, you know what? If it got granted a second season, maybe there's something there. And I do love Ridley Scott. I love sci-fi, and I didn't realize how atheistic it really is. That strong theme. I've never seen a show ever that like addresses that theme directly. The standoff between religions and atheists. And it's decent sci-fi. It's not first class sci-fi. I really wish it was a little bit better sci-fi. But and now that I'm into it, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see where they're going to go with this. So check out Raised by Wolves if you will, and tell me what you think of that if you haven't already. The government brainwashed people to laugh at it. If we all could see it, if we all was just there for people to see, nobody would laugh at it, dude. People laugh at it because there's just like no evidence, and the conspiracy that would take to cover all that kind of shit up constantly, it's unthinkable. It's like people, we probably didn't land on the moon either, right? Because it would be so much easier to fake that than actually like do the fucking math on a slide rule like they did and shoot a rocket up there. Just. Yeah, I think Twitter. Like you're right about that. Now it's 2022. I think that's probably right about that. Libre de Pecado. Are you watching on both accounts? That's my guy. Libre de Pecado is the sin-free atheist. He's got a Spanish language account. You're living in the Ozark in the show, or the Ozarks? Yeah, beautiful country. God's country, my friend. The Ozarks. Too bad it's so full of hillbillies. partial pinchage of misrule. Partial pinchage of misrule. Don't know what that means. Jeff Smith. Ruth, yes, thank you, Ruth. Yes. Uh, um, I don't feel like doing content on TikTok, but I have old atheist. You have old atheist YouTube channels? Cool. Well, let us know what they are. I don't watch enough YouTube. I got to try to get better at watching the content creators that have moved to YouTube, like my gal Biddy Buddha, and Black Atheist Rants. I think has a lot more success on YouTube, and we'll get there. It's just I'm all alone here. But we'll crank up all that stuff. So please do follow us on YouTube. If you haven't yet, it's on the bio on the front on my homepage. You can pull down the drop down, follow us on YouTube and on Instagram. Oh, thanks. These are pretty nice glasses. I like them. It's about time for me to get them checked again. Like a little green tint to them. Can you see them? The frames. And I'm a green guy, as you all know. Yeah, Rhonda, what's your handle on Twitter? I'll try to remember to follow you on Twitter. There's a faith healer healing freedom convoy participants of their cancers in Ottawa. Jesus. Good luck with that. Faith healers. Like our guy says, when's a faith healer gonna like make someone grow a new arm? When's that gonna happen? Estefania. But it's funny. It does seem like some of these. Laura Linney does have the best dimples. God, she's just always been so cute to me. We're gonna play Abigail Adams. That John Adams documentary, if you haven't watched that on HBO, is worth every second of it. The guy who plays Jefferson too, and it's just great. Don't get that guy started on vaccines. Who? You've never seen any of the convincing videos of Faith? Yeah, they're so convincing. It's like, what am I watching? It's like watching the worst fucking high school play with bad actors. I've not watched Afterlife with Ricky Gervais. Is it any good? I've not watched that. I'll check it out. I like Ricky Gervais, but it's hard for me to find comedies that I think are worth watching. I'm much more into the really, really developed dramas and multi-season storylines. I'm much more attracted to it than I am comedies. I like, but there's just so few and far between comedies that are actually good. Shit like Rick and Morty, but stuff that's like not formulaic. It's hard for comedy not to just double down on that shitty formula that makes a sitcom what a sitcom is. I find it very itchy. All the comedies I've ever loved have been fucking off the wall, different kind of shit. Scrubs when it was new was very different, and 30 Rock was different enough to be funny, and what else? What have been some good comedies over the years? Always Sunny in Philadelphia, really irreverent, over the top comedies. That's my kind of bit. A little bit more. I'll check out Afterlife though. Thanks for that, you guys. Yeah, I saw it come up. Ricky's goofy face on that, so I did see it. I know what that is. But yeah, right now, Raised by Wolves. Watch it if you're into atheism and you feel like atheists aren't represented on TV. This is a real departure from that norm, which is of course true. We see very few atheists in a good light on TV. Remember House, right? Noted atheist, cranky, misogynist or misanthropic asshole. Hated everybody, just a shitty person, kind of grumpy. That's what we get the atheists on TV. I did not check out The Great. I did not check out The Great yet. Let me write that down on my list. Right now, there's too much stuff. I'm watching Boba Fett, which is fucking great, of course, like all that stuff. Not even bad. Did you guys see the digital Luke? No spoilers. Sorry, there's digital Luke in Boba Fett, and this wasn't disgusting. Like I remember when they came up with digital Peter Cushing, right? Who played what was this character, the general in the first ones? You know, he was the old general with the kind of pompadour English dude. I can't remember, but anyway, they digitalized him, and you're like, oh really? Is this really what we're about? But it's like, wow, this is not that bad. It's not that disrupting. Watching digital Luke do his thing. Everybody misses the hit. It's just too bad. Too bad he was addicted to cigarettes and fucking alcohol, man. He'd still be with us. Thanks for the popcorn. Libre de pecado. Pecado de pecado. Libre de pecado. That's Spanish for sin free. He's free from sin. Strip Miner 87. What's up? Ew. Toot for you. I'm gonna blast off pretty soon here. It's already 11:30. Hit me up if you got something to talk about. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap it up in a couple of minutes. Got some shit to handle today. Winter's half over, man. You guys believe that shit? Half over. Where is? Let's see what's up on the, because I really didn't scroll down here. Oh yeah, Only Sky, a media outlet for non-religious Americans, has launched. This is an art, probably an advertisement, but still, Only Sky. Reference to the John Lennon classic. Imagine. Above us, Only Sky, a media outlet for non-religious Americans, has launched. It has articles, commentary, podcasts, and more. Got any questions? Ask away. I'm hitting the link. It's Only Sky. Check out Only Sky. I have not looked at it yet, but I mean, here it is. Why secular Americans are pivotal allies in the fight for racial justice. Ethics beyond carrot and stick morality. This looks like a nice little effort here. Evangelicals' Israel obsession is falling apart lately. Yeah, I'm gonna register for this so this shit comes up. That's very cool. So if you haven't seen it, support onlysky.media. Or at least give it a shot. I'm not telling you to support it because I don't know enough about it yet. But see Dennis McKinsey. I don't know who that is, Rhonda. He also dead. He dead too. He dead. It was a Benny Hinn crusade I attended that made me question becoming a wow. So some of these crusaders, that's what happens, right? I don't know who Benny Hinn is, but if he's a evangelist going around doing tent style revivals and stuff, and he's raising more questions among the skeptical in the audience than can be answered by his claims. So not surprising. I think it probably there goes the light, and there goes my other falling apart here. Just more evidence that it's time to go wrap it up in a second. But yeah, I don't know who that is, but Benny Hinn. It sounds like Benny Hill to me, like Hinn with two N's. It sounds like it should be a Benny Hill character, satire. Benny Hinn. He's evangelical Benny Hill. He's running around getting chased by girls with their boobs bouncing with the crazy man. Jesus is real. Benny Hinn. That's cool though. Oh my God, bumblebees! What? That's cool. Infidel guy. I saw the first bumblebee yesterday. Why? Because it's spring coming? What does that mean? First bumblebee in California. Thanks for the follow. Jimmy Brown! Did Dillahunty recommend Only Sky? That's cool. He's probably behind it, right? Which is cool. I love Dillahunty. But yeah, I'm gonna check into that. Oklahoma bill we talked about, and the great embarrassment of the Southwest in America between Oklahoma, Texas, and Arizona and Louisiana. Louisiana had a fucking ridiculous religion for a governor for a while. Oh, Ryan Utterback. What kind of a name is Utterback? Ryan Utterback, a Christian man from Missouri who had been in support of banning books, 3 N's in banning, showing sexual content from libraries, is charged with child molestation. Probably because they took the books out. He didn't have the books to get his yayas off, and it drove him to actual molest. What an idiot, man. He's also charged with showing pornography to a 4-year-old girl. Can you fucking believe this shit? This is in Pin News UK. Yikes. Men are less religious in more gender equal countries. Not hard to believe. A black 25-year-old female, am tired of cultural beliefs that inflict harm on others. Thank you. Again, it's Black History Month, and the amount of black free thinkers in the history of Black America and beyond is stunning. It's hard to believe that more isn't talked about when a lot of these black heroes like Frederick Douglass and W.E.B. Du Bois, Webb, as I call him, old Webb Du Bois, atheists. These people like didn't have any fucking time for the shit that was being used to put over, their community, and now we don't hear anything about that. Do black people even know that these great movers and shakers in the history of Black America were atheists? Do they even know? And how is the black community so incredibly tied to religion still? You watch The Life of Brian in the background. Nice. That's a double header right there. Excuse me. Monty Python is awesome. And I got a little bit of phlegm in my throat. Getting warm, but still good. I only recently realized how cruel the first 9 plagues were. Talking about the plagues in Egypt. Yeah, they're all pretty ugly. Everybody concentrated on that last one, first death of the firstborn, but pestilence and lice and frogs and all that stuff. Ooh, every one of those things was ugly, ugly, ugly. More evidence of the great fucking all good God that we supposedly have out there. Have Christians even defined what is the gay agenda? Have gay people defined what the gay agenda is, other than enjoying a lack of ridiculous discrimination for no reason, except for religious norms? How do black people? How do black people? The same way with black people. How do gay people put up with that? How do gay people even put up with a religion at all when all the anti-gay shit that we put up with is from the religion that they want so bad to be a part of? Not all of them, but I know so many gay people who just want to be Christians too. I'm tired of my fucking religion. Yeah, we're tired of your fucking religion too. He's talking about Islam. Tired of it. Take it away. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. West Virginia public school teachers told kids to attend a religious revival during the school day. Students were told that they had to attend an assembly featuring evangelist Nick Walker, N-I-K, Nick, the night to say Nick. Students were also told leaving the assembly could result in suspension. All right, and this comes from Only Sky and Hemant Mehta, our guy, the friendly atheist, Hemant Mehta. Posts and writes about it. So there, Only Sky has already attracted the talents of Hemant Mehta, who contributed an article. My class is watching that God's Not Dead movie. Oh my God, that would be me going to sleep. I'm sorry. I would do anything. I'd read a cartoon in my book if I did that. Thanks, Magoo. The lives are every Sunday at 10:30 Central Time, 11:30 on the East Coast, and every Wednesday at 7 p.m., barring snowfall or anything else that happens in my life that might make me not join. But Blokectomy is here. But I'm usually here for you Wednesday and Sunday. I do like to schedule them. And if I see a reason to go live, I have gone live randomly here and there. But twice a week is a lot. It's a lot to keep up with. And it is a schedule, so it's something that I've dedicated myself to, and that you set up an expectation. So that makes it so that it's enough work, honestly, and I need to enjoy the rest of my week and try to get something done, or I would never get anything else done. We don't have any yellowjacks or bees or bumblebees in winter. Who doesn't? Oh, none of us do. It's winter. It's like 2 degrees out. I love the Thinking Atheist podcast with Seth Andrews, the most famous and successful atheist podcast in the history. My guy, Seth Andrews, my personal friend. Love Seth so much. And yeah, for sure. Especially if you're new, coming out of our religion, watch Seth Andrews. He's a great resource. Thanks for adding me, Stefania, and I appreciate you being here. Love you already. My girl, Stefania. Woo woo. All right, gang. I'm gonna blast off again. Please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Atheist Underground Gear at cafepress.com, and anywhere else. I'm El Robinero at Twitter. Appreciate you all. Love you long time. We will speak again Wednesday, if not before. Take it easy, everybody. And be safe and be kind to people, please. All right. I love you. I love you.